Donald Trump has taken a lot of cues from professional wrestling and embraced the heel or bad guy role in many instances, while also playing the babyface or good guy role in other instances. This act of switching between being a good guy and being a bad guy is what wrestling fans like to call being a tweener. This has made him one of the most divisive and most well-known politicians in modern history. Whether you like him or not, you have to admit he has gotten his character over. More on getting over later. Professional wrestlers and politicians have more in common than you may think. Both rely heavily on personality and charisma to get the masses to join their side. Both often use controversy to make their opponents look bad and make themselves look better. Think back to when the Mega Power split. The Macho Man, one of my all-time favorites by the way, convinced himself and many of his fans that he was really the victim in this situation. And his former partner, Hulk Hogan, was the one who betrayed his trust by hitting on and trying to take advantage of Miss Elizabeth. He even used video footage, possibly out of context, showing Hulk Hogan in compromising or suspicious positions to help convey his point. But when it was time to settle the score, face to face, man to man, brother, it was Macho Man who used all the dirty, underhanded, illegal tactics at his disposal to get an upper hand, confirming he, not Hulk Hogan, brother, was the bad guy in this situation. Classic heel behavior, brother. There are many things politicians can learn from pro wrestling and pro wrestlers. In this video, we will explore some of the things Donald Trump learned from promotions like WWE on his rise to becoming tribal chief. Commander-in-chief and leader of the MAGA Maniacs, brother. Wrestlers excel at creating larger-than-life characters that resonate with audiences. Everything about Donald Trump's persona is larger than life. From having his name plastered on some of the most famous buildings in the world to having his own reality TV show where he was known for saying, "You're fired," to becoming president of the United States. Trump has built a personality that is both loved and hated, depending on who you ask. That connection with voters on an emotional level ensures Trump stays relevant and in the public eye, aka getting over. Getting over refers to a wrestler being able to get a deep emotional response from the audience, be it by boos or by getting cheers, due in no small part to their promos or self-promotion. Wrestlers are expert at self-promotion and generating buzz around their matches and shows. They use every second of their on-screen time as well as social media to get you invested in their next match or storyline event. Have you ever heard of a Trump rally? These things are like pay-per-view, premium live events. Everything from the casual fans to hardcore fans to Trump haters are there. I myself have never been to a Trump rally. That's just me though. But from what I've seen and heard, a Trump rally is a masterclass in self-promotion and creating buzz. People are holding handmade signs, wearing Trump apparel, and chanting some of Donald Trump's most famous catchphrases and insults toward his opponents. Things that you can see at any pro wrestling event across America right now. At these rallies, Trump uses this time not to focus on policies and solutions, but the fears, concerns, and outrage that his supporters might have at the moment, and even give them some more things to be outraged about, ensuring them that he is the only candidate that cares about their concerns and livelihoods, convincing them that the other side wants to strip them of their rights and freedoms and destroy the country they love so much, while bombarding them with showmanship, music, and camaraderie with thousands of similar-minded people, aka entertainment, brother. Wrestling is ultimately about entertaining the audience. Politicians can learn to inject more charisma and energy into their speeches and interactions, making politics more engaging and accessible to the public. Donald Trump has seemingly mastered this aspect of politics. His speeches always contain sound bites and insults that his base and supporters latch on to and can repeat at a moment's notice.
Lock them all up.
I'm sure you can name a few Trump quotables off the top of your head right now.
Build that wall. Build that wall.
Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights.
I'm also sure you can name a few wrestlers who became popular using these techniques. The Rock, Stone Cold, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, John Cena. All of these wrestlers are also masters at adaptability. Wrestlers also have to improvise or adapt to unexpected situations in the ring and when dealing with unruly crowds. No matter what, in most cases, the show must go on. So being able to think quickly on your feet or on your back, if you will, is a valuable asset to any wrestler. Think of the debate stage as the squared circle, aka the wrestling ring for politicians. They have to quickly adapt to unforeseen questions, accusations, comments, and or verbal attacks made by their opponents and or fans. And ideally, be able to flip said comment or question back at the opponent, or at least react in a way that doesn't lose them supporters. You would be hard pressed to find a modern day politician that does this better than Donald Trump. It's almost like he is Paul Heyman or The Rock of American politics, with his many catchphrases and knack for crafting narratives. In that sense, Donald Trump is a great storyteller. Wrestling matches often follow dramatic storylines that captivate audiences and make their matches seem like they contain much higher stakes than they actually do. Donald Trump has learned to craft narratives that resonate with his voters and convey his policy proposals in a compelling way. Like proposing the end of America is near if his policies and directives aren't enacted, or the only way to stop people from coming into our country and killing us all is putting up a border wall, or the famous,
And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
honestly, wrestlers could probably learn a thing or two from Trump in this department. These are only a few pages Donald Trump has borrowed from the book of pro wrestling. I can imagine Donald Trump taking many notes backstage during his short time with WWE in 2007. Even though the thought of running for president may have not even crossed his mind at that point, I'm sure he knew he could use these skills to make himself an even better businessman, as well as an even more popular public figure. Name a better place to learn how to captivate millions and millions of people, learn how to react to cheers as well as boos, and learn how to craft some of the best narratives in politics today than pro wrestling. Go ahead. I'll wait. Hey, if you still here, you might as well go ahead and like this video and subscribe to Somewhere in the Middle. Ever wonder why the Republican Party seems like the bad guy these days? This video right here explains why the GOP seems to embrace the heel role in American politics. I approve this message, brother.